Hello everybody and welcome to my course on Introduction to Graph Theory. I am Suman Matthews and this topic is of great use in discrete mathematics, applied mathematics and data science. So we learn about a graph, what are the vertices and edges of a graph, order of a graph, directed graph, loops and multiple edges, simple and multi-graphs, labeled and unlabeled graphs, complete graph and complete bipartite graph. So what is a graph? A graph is a pair VE where V denotes vertices and E denotes edges. Elements of E are formed by taking unordered pairs of elements of V. A graph containing no edges is called a null graph. Now a digraph or a directed graph is a graph where the edges are in a particular direction. For example, this is a digraph. Edges are in a particular direction. The number of vertices in a graph is called the order of the graph and the number of edges is called the size. A graph of order n and size m is called an nm graph. We denote the vertices of a graph as v1, v2, v3 and the edges as e1, e2, e3 and so on. So e1 is called a loop. E2, e3 are multiple edges because they connect the same pair of vertices v1 and v2. A graph which does not contain multiple edges is called a simple graph. A graph which has multiple edges but no loop is called a multigraph. A graph which contains multiple edges and loops is called a general graph. If names are not assigned to the vertices of a graph, it is called an unlabeled graph. If names are assigned to the vertices of a graph, it is called a labeled graph. When a vertex V of a graph G is an end vertex of an edge E on G, we say that E is incident on V. Two non-parallel edges are adjacent if they are incident on a common vertex. And two vertices are adjacent if there is an edge joining them. A simple graph of order n is called a complete graph if there is an edge between every pair of vertices. A complete graph with n vertices is denoted by Kn. So let G be a graph if the vertex set can be partitioned into V1 union V2 such that every edge of G joins a vertex in V1 to a vertex in V2, then G is called a bipartite graph. And G is called a complete bipartite graph if there is an edge between every vertex in V1 and every vertex in V2. So this is a complete bipartite graph. So coming to questions, P, Q, R, S and T are 5 cricket teams. Suppose P, Q, R have played one game with each other and P, S, T have played one game with each other. Represent on a graph. Hence determine the number of teams who have not played with each other and the number of games played by each team. So we have Q and S. PQR have played one game with each other. PST have played one game with each other. So Q and S, Q and T, R and S, R and T have not played with each other. And we need to find the total number of games played by each team. So P has played 4 games. Q has played 2, R has played 2 games, T has played 2 games and S has played 2 games. Coming to question 2, show that a complete graph with n vertices has n into n minus 1 by 2 edges. In a complete graph, there is exactly one edge between every pair of vertices. And number of ways of choosing 2 vertices from n vertices is nc2, which is n into n minus 1 by 2. That is the number of edges in a complete graph. For more about combinations, you can refer to my earlier course on combinations. Coming to question 3, how many vertices and how many edges are there in the complete bipartite graph K47 and K711? K47 has 7 plus 4 11 vertices and 7 into 4 28 edges. K711 has 7 plus 11 18 vertices and 7 into 11 77 edges. Next question, if KR12 has 96 edges, what is R? Now R into 12 is 96, so R is 8. So we have learned about graphs, digraphs, simple graph, multigraphs, complete graph, and complete bipartite graph. Practice each definition, each statement, each problem with me, and do try out the assignments. Thank you.